So Xiaomi just released the Redmi 5A, and it's pretty much a Redmi 4A in a new shell. It comes in grey, gold, and pink. It looks very similar to the Redmi Note 5A. As you can see here, very rounded corners on the Note 5A. This antenna line in the middle, rounded corners on the side. 5A looks very similar to the Note 5A. And internals wise, it's also very similar. We have the Snapdragon 425, 2GB of RAM, 16GB of storage, a 3000 mAh battery, and if that all sounds familiar, well, that's because the Redmi 4A has the exact same specifications. It actually has the same color options, except that this one is blue instead of black, or rather dark blue. And it's not as if the 5A is metal. It's not metal, it's matte plastic still. And yes, it has the 13 megapixel back camera, same as the Redmi 4A. We have a 5-inch screen on the front, which is the exact same specs as the Redmi 4A in terms of the color gamut. We have a hybrid SIM slot, not the dual SIM plus micro SD card slot that the Redmi Note 5A had, which is kind of disappointing in my opinion. We have MIUI 9, yay. Though that being said, it's probably going to come with a base Android of Nougat and not Marshmallow. It has not been confirmed yet, Xiaomi has not reviewed anything, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nougat as the Note 5A is Nougat and it's running very similar internals. And actually, it has become worse in some situations in terms of internals. As Xiaomi has been saying, oh, it's light and light, 137 grams. It's light and has a great hand feel. Note 4A is like 131 grams. Yay, huge difference. It's still heavier. It seems more compact though. It seems smaller, if not slightly taller. Battery has also gone down. It's 2910 milliamp hours minimum compared to 3030 milliamp hours minimum. Still single LED flash. Spec sheets are pretty much identical on the 5A and the Redmi 4A. Oh, the front-facing camera has a bigger aperture. Yay. It doesn't have 2.5D glass. It's this, which I'm correct means it's not 2.5D. Yeah, it's just normal 2D glass, which I actually prefer because screen protectors are so much easier to find and put on. And also, the network connectivity wise, it still doesn't have dual 3G. Some places like Singapore are moving away from 2G networks. So in order for a phone to be connected to the network for calls and text, I'm not even talking about data, it needs to have dual 3G support. Redmi 4A is still dual 4G plus 2G. It's not 4G plus 3G. It's still no quick charging. It's 5V 1 amp charging, which is slow. So that's the Redmi 5A. It's literally a Redmi 4A with just very slightly downgraded internals and a new fancy design for the same price. Now, I'm not going to comment about the design because I personally prefer the look of the 4A's blocky feel to the 5A design. I just don't like this super rounded corner look. Like, I know I have the Mi A1, which I am actually working on a video on it right now. In fact, I stopped working on that to make this quick video because it's out already. This one has a really rounded look. On black, I don't mind it. Don't really like the gold one. It really doesn't look good to me. Look, I have seen it on the Redmi 4X, and I think the same about the 5A right now. It might look better in hand. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now, they have not mentioned anything about availability. You can get it in China, and right now it's actually not available to buy. It's on pre-order right now, and all of them are available for 600 RMB, which is $91 US. Am I disappointed that it's not any better than the 4A? I mean, kinda. A new design is great, I guess. And the reason why I say that is because the competition isn't much better. If we do a quick look at China's Amazon-ish, let's look at something in a somewhat close price range. The Mate 2A5. Very similar specs. We have a 4-core 64-bit processor, 2 gigs of RAM. It's the MT6737. And it's a Mali T720, which is not very powerful. Very similar specs across the board with actually just... I don't know, it's actually a worse back camera. Though it does have a dual tone flash. And it's single band Wi-Fi as well. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Redmi 5A is still single band Wi-Fi. Forgot to mention that. Then if you look something also in a similar price range, though slightly higher. Very similar specs, MediaTek processor, 4 cores, and no fingerprint. So you get my point here, the competition isn't that great. But even then, why release a new phone? Why not just update the Redmi 4A to, let's say, nougat and call it a day? And the answer is that it's been a year since the Redmi 4A release. They want to make a new phone to make it look modern, relevant, and that's it, even though it's not really a significant upgrade. So should you be hyped for the Redmi 5A if you're looking for a new budget phone? It's something to look at, I'm not gonna lie. The biggest advantage of getting the 5A over the 4A as of what we assume right now is because of Android Nougat. Again, we have no confirmation if it has Nougat or Marshmallow. If it has Nougat, it's a decent phone to get if you're in the market for a new phone. If you're currently having a Redmi 4A, not much point at all. But I've said this about the Redmi 4A and I'll say it again for the 5A because the same dang thing applies. The Redmi 4A is a good, cheap phone, and the same things apply to the 5A. But it's not the best value. If you want the best value, top up 100 RMB more and get the Redmi 4X. Because if you look here, look, the Redmi 4X starts at 699 and the Redmi 5A starts at 599. For 100 RMB more, you get better screen, you get 2 times the cores, an amp hour more, which is like 1/3 more battery, and a fingerprint reader. And yeah, it's heavy, thicker, all of that, but still, you get a lot more bang for your buck. And the Redmi 4X supports Duo 3G. So yeah, the Redmi 5A just updates the cheaper phone that Xiaomi has. I'm not exactly disappointed, but neither am I excited at all. It's just a really meh release. It's something worth looking into if you're in the market for a new budget phone. But that being said, if you can afford 100 RMB more for the 4X, I would say get the 4X. Though that being said, I make it sound as if 100 RMB is quite little. It might be a lot relative to the 5A because it is about 15% more expensive. And on that note, I will end this video here. Follow me Axis if you want more Xiaomi news and reviews. I'm currently working on the Mi A1 review. It's coming out soon. It's going to be coming out on the Access project. And on the Access project, I released the Mi Box and the Mi Bluetooth headphones review. So go and check it out if you want. But meanwhile, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.